What did you think of that hour-long interview yesterday?
I'm kind of an unabashed fan of Aaron. I have been, because I'm always interested in people who are interesting.
Same.
And so many athletes. I'm not saying they're just duds, but they don't tell you anything. And not only that, but every appearance by Aaron on McAfee, people may not like it, people may criticize it, but he's open and honest, and you never see that in sports media. And I just think that's interesting to me. I could do without some of the details of the silent retreat.
Right, the bathroom breaks and all that, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it became clear that 2 years ago, as people know, Aaron's, had grievances with the team about letting guys go. That never left, okay? That never left. The way they got rid of players and their attitude toward players, which is to get rid of them a year too early rather than a year too late, and what they've done in the past to his friends like Clay and Jordy and all the guys he was playing with. And he talked about my group on the scouting side, where we had John and Reggie and John Dorsey and John Schneider. That was the group that brought in Aaron Rodgers. That was the group that decided to pivot to Aaron from Brett. And we're all gone. We're all gone. And he doesn't feel, and he has never really felt, the love from Gutekunst, Murphy, and the present administration. That, to me, came clear. Like, Aaron Rodgers was treated differently by a prior group in control in Green Bay. I saw it 2 years ago, and I thought that was remedied, but evidently not. So it's clear he's moving on. And again, now we get to the Jets.
What stood out to me was when he said, I was 90% retired when I went into the darkness, but then I come out, Andrew, and now I find out that they're telling people that they don't want me anymore. So the heck with you, in essence, cleaning that up. I'm going to go play to prove you wrong. And while I love the chip on the shoulder, and McAfee was joking about the chip stacking up on his shoulder, Andrew, it seems to me the wrong reasons to go play. I mean, spite can be a powerful motivator, very powerful motivator. But to go to New York, to take on all those expectations, maybe it raises his game to a level that we saw a couple of years ago when he won his MVPs, or as he called them, the COVID MVPs, which sounded odd. But, I mean, it is a lot to take on, because once you say you're thinking of retirement or that you're 90% retired, that generally means you're retired. And I just hope that he doesn't look back and say, I regret doing this out of spite, if spite truly is his motivation.
That's a good point. I think with Aaron, you don't know. I didn't come away totally that. I mean, again, this sounds hokey, but I came away his mind being changed somewhat.
And maybe it isn't spite. Maybe it's just like, you know what, I do have it, and it comes from a positive place. Maybe I'm misreading it, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's some of both. And I think Aaron has extraordinary skills that haven't diminished. And now, again, the team was down last year. I understand that. But there's no doubt, he's up there with the top quarterbacks. And he's got a suitor that, as I said, flew out and made their presentation to him. It's going to happen, right? It's going to happen. And I know Jets fans are at the finish line and they can't get the ball across the goal line at the 1 yard line. But now we're in a game of business and high stakes negotiations. Who will blink first? What is the blinking point? I go back to a completely different situation, which got some negative connotations, of course, where the Texans made an admirable strategic decision last year. Before you could talk to Deshaun Watson, we had to pre-qualify your trade. Pre-qualify. and 4 teams agreed to 3 number 1 picks. And then they could talk to Watson. Now, you can blame all sides here. Why didn't the Packers do that? Why didn't the Jets do that before they talked to Aaron? Why didn't the Packers demand the Jets do that? Why didn't the Jets demand the Packers do that? Now it's all 2020. But we're in that situation because that didn't happen.
Andrew, real quick, because I want to get one Lamar Jackson question in here. Talking to Andrew Brandt, longtime Packer executive here and salary cap guy and Great Business of Sports podcast host as well, and law and professor, a man of many hats. Do you think, Andrew, that, and this is a hypothetical, it's almost unfair, but I'll ask it regardless. If Jordan Love had not been there, right, do you think they would have been done? Like, let's say they didn't have a good succession plan. Do you think that the current management is just done with him and they would have been happy to move on and now have to go find a quarterback? Or is this Jordan Love driven?
The latter. The Packers are a draft and develop team. I know so well. We do not attract big-time free agents for obvious reasons. We draft, we develop, we sign core players. That was my whole role, to get players early in their contract years, to lock them up long term. They never get a sniff of free agency, as Aaron Rodgers never has had a sniff of free agency. They took Jordan Love to be the next guy, and we took Aaron Rodgers to be the next guy. And the only question was when, and now we have the when. So did they not? And people say they're going to trade Jordan Love. My God, they're not going to trade Jordan Love. They were never going to trade Jordan Love. He's the guy. And again, I spent 3 years of my life being asked everywhere I went, like, are you really going to go to Aaron Rodgers next? And you're not going to get some stopgap of Jeff Garcia, Kerry Collins, Chris Chandler. I said, no, Aaron Rodgers. And that's what they've been saying for 3 years. It's completely Jordan Love driven. They believe in their scouts. And this is the guy.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.